Today, we're going to talk about something that, on the surface, sounds like a good thing, but can actually be surprisingly harmful. We're going to explore the truth about toxic positivity. And let's start with this really powerful thought from the author Susan Cain. She talks about the tyranny of positivity. It's this, unspoken rule in our culture that says we have to perform happiness, that we have to hide what it's really like to be alive, especially when it's hard.
And that really brings us to the core question we're looking at today. When did this shift happen? When did feeling bad, feeling sad or angry or grieving stop being seen as a normal part of the human experience and start feeling like some kind of personal failure?
All right, so let's start by breaking down what this is all about, this unrealistic expectation that sits at the very heart of the issue. So, what are we really talking about when we say toxic positivity? Well, it's defined as this relentless, unrelenting pressure to always be happy, to maintain a positive mindset no matter what's going on, even when a situation is truly difficult or even dire. It's this idea that insists on optimism even when reality is telling a very different story. And this is where we have to draw a really important line. You see, there's healthy positivity, and then there's this. Healthy positivity is actually grounded in acceptance. It's about acknowledging, yeah, this is tough, but still believing things can get better. Toxic positivity, on the other hand, it's based in denial. It completely rejects those difficult emotions and only allows you to see the bright side. And this is where it gets really familiar, right? These are the phrases we've all heard. Maybe we've even said them ourselves. Things like, look on the bright side, or everything happens for a reason. And look, they're often said with the best intentions. But what they can end up doing is dismissing someone's real pain instead of comforting it. This is the everyday language of toxic positivity. So, why is this so damaging? Well, that leads us to the core psychological engine at work here, what we can call the suppression mechanism. This analogy just captures the problem so perfectly. Trying to suppress your real emotions, it's exactly like trying to hold a bunch of beach balls underwater. You can do it for a little while, sure, but it takes a ton of energy, and eventually, they're gonna burst back up to the surface, usually in ways you don't expect and can't control. It's just not sustainable. The psychological process that makes this so harmful has a name: emotional invalidation. It's the act of dismissing or rejecting someone's feelings. And when that happens, it sends this powerful, silent message. The way you feel is wrong. It's not acceptable. And that right there, that's the core entry. So, as you can imagine, this constant denial, this invalidation, it comes at a real price. Let's take a look at some of the long-term consequences. You can see this play out really clearly in a place many of us spend a lot of our time: the workplace. Research shows that in company cultures that push for this kind of relentless positivity, burnout levels are way higher and productivity is actually lower. It's because when people feel like they have to hide how they're really feeling, it creates what psychologists call emotional dissonance. It's this exhausting gap between your inner reality and the face you have to put on. And that gap, it leads straight to burnout. And internally, the toll is just profound. This is the direct result of trying to hold those beach balls down. When you're constantly told that your feelings are wrong, it can lead to this deep sense of shame, of guilt. It makes you hide your true, authentic self. And here's the paradox. It actually increases your emotional distress because you never learn the healthy coping skills you need to deal with life's real challenges. Ultimately, it can leave you feeling completely and utterly alone. Over a long period of time, this chronic suppression can lead to a clinical condition called alexithymia. Now, that's a big word, but what it means is actually quite simple and quite sad. It's a difficulty in identifying, describing, and even processing your own emotions. Think about it. If you spend years being told not to feel what you feel, you can literally lose the language for your own inner world. And the consequences, they aren't just psychological. This is, for me, the most staggering piece of the puzzle. Research has actually linked habitual, long-term emotional suppression to a higher risk of premature death from all causes, including cancer. The price of denial, it turns out, isn't just paid with our mental health. It's paid with our physical bodies, with our very lives. So, if denial is so incredibly costly, what's the alternative? Well, the answer isn't to force positivity. It's to learn how to honor our emotions, all of them. And the true antidote to toxic positivity is something called emotional validation. This is simply the act of expressing understanding and acceptance of what someone else is feeling. And here's the most important part. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to fix it. You just have to communicate one simple thing. Your feelings are valid. So what does that actually sound like? Well, instead of saying, look on the bright side, maybe you could try, that sounds really, really hard. Instead of just stay positive, you could offer, I'm listening. See the difference? These phrases don't try to erase the feeling. They make space for it. They show you're present, that you're accepting. And that is the true foundation of real support. And so we'll end here with a final question to reflect on. What if the goal isn't to be happy? What if the goal is to be whole? To have the courage to experience and to honor the entire, complex, and beautiful spectrum of what it means to be human?